forget the Velvet Goth period. I mean, this gets into autistic territory for sure. Like, I mean, this is like where you go. There's a club in Salt Lake called Area 51. It's like one of my favorite places. But it's like the goths dancing under the bridge. Like that's like my favorite like breed of fucking people ever, dude. Like it's so funny. Like, there's bands that are like the band's funny is I'm not making fun of it because like I genuinely listen to like a lot of shit where they'd be like, oh, how the fuck do you know this? Like I listen to like the Frozen Autumn. Like there's this band called the Frozen Autumn where their albums are like so saturated and it looks like do you remember that album that dude gave me, the bald dude gave me at that one show, and it like has like this like pixelated clip art of like a forest and like all the it looks like something you would see like in church in like 2003 in like a notebook. It's like so awesome. Like I was like, but yeah, that kind of shit is like it's coming back. It's like in like for some reason people are like nostalgic for that ugly ass like fucking nostalgic. I don't know, it's weird. But then again, one of my favorites is Switchblade Symphony. You know, they were pretty awesome because it was like a girl rock band in the 90s, but they had like Clown and like I mean there was this album, I can't remember the name, it has like a purple album cover. That shit fucking rules. And but they have like this album called Bread and Jam for Francis, and it's like based off like this like book, which is hilarious. But it has like dub and like reggae and trip hop aesthetics too. It came out in 1997, 1998. It's like it got this ghetto ass album cover with like it's like this creaky ass abandoned house with like a clock, and like it's such a vibe. Like, and then they had this other album too that came out after it, and it has these two mannequin heads that are on the album cover. It's called the Three Calamities, and they're wearing like fucking bonnets and stuff. But it's like it came out in 1998. But that album's a vibe too. That's Bread and Jam for Francis though. That's such,
I used to have
that looks like the most ghetto Photoshop ever. That's like from like it literally came out in 1996. That's probably like the first. There's like the first band to ever Photoshop a fucking ghetto album cover before predates rappers too. Like it's so good. But another one was Mephisto Walz too. Like that band fucking slaps. Like because this band, The Eternal Deep, because at 1994 it's got this like woman statue. She's like crying over a fountain. But like I love the font of the letters. Yeah. It looks like again this came out in 1993 too. They were like fucking around with like Photoshop on DOS or whatever the fuck. Like it looks so bad. Like I don't even know how the fuck they made this before computers. Like it's so cool looking. But then my favorite was there's a Terra Regina that had like Aegis on it. The Aegis was fire, dude. I remember Aegis, dude. But my favorite Mephisto Waltz was they had this like EP. It's called Earlier Recordings. It's like 1985 to 1988. But they had this song called Vampires of the Day, and it's like it like this song starts out with like this like just shitty guitars like no, and he's like oh, no, like but it sounds like Bauhaus, but even like worse. Like it's so good, dude. Like Mephisto Waltz. Yeah, that shit's hilarious too. Oh, but one of my favorites, again, you can't like this is peak 90s like Velvet Goth, is Faith in the Muse. I don't know if you've ever heard that, but it's like see look how velvety like the dudes wear like blue fucking he has like the devil like Boyd Rice goatee, like Anton LaVey. The girl, she has like the 90s like fucking like red goth dreads. And then the Illyria, that album from 1996, and like the album cover looks like Hercules. It reminds me of it reminds me of like Grease, but like there's a song called Sparks, and it sounds like a goth like country song where she's like till they all come around again, yeah. Like it's so awesome about it. And she sounds like a goth cowgirl. And I was like, dude, it's so awesome. And there's an album called Evidence from Heaven. It has like the Cenobite on the album cover. It's like, but again, it's like shitty like this is like cyber goth like shit. It's like so good. But yeah, they're awesome. They had this one called Vera Casa in 2001. Nice. I mean, it's pretty artsy for sure. It's that is some artsy shit. But yeah, we call it 1990s Velvet Goth. That's like the stuff you would see. They were all like velvet suits, and they're like I'm so edgy, but then they like look like it's like you're a nerd at your like local fucking high school. It's so awesome. That's so good. But that reminds me of what's funny is that like these goths, I always think I'm making fun of them. Like, dude, I know the Nightbreed label. Do you know Nightbreed? And like it's called the Gothic Sounds of Nightbreed, and like dude, it's like the most gothic ass looking album cover I've ever seen. It has like this like goblin with like fins for fucking ears, like. But there's like bands like Midnight Configuration on there, and Die Laughing, and Suspiria, which is based off the movie. And then there's Candles on there as well. There's also Every New Dead Ghost, Big Electric Cat. That was one of my favorites because they had Orchid Dreaming, and they had this. Oh, I love that band too. It's called Big Electric Cat, and they had this album in 1994. It's called Dreams of a Mad King, and they had the song Christabel opens. But the Orchid Dreaming, dude, that's in Paris Skies, like that album fucking slaps. And they had one called Eyelash from '97, which is pretty good. But like, I mean, that album fucking rules, you know. Yeah. But I think I got to show you this one too because it's crazy. So when you look up Nightbreed, and this is 90s post-punk. This is like literally when that shit stopped being cool. And people were like, yeah, grunge is cool, man. But then like the true goths were like, I'm going to stick with Nightbreed label. But then this came out in 1997.
Oh, wow.
It's called the Gothic Sounds of Nightbreed too. But they would have these it's called label samplers. And that's what actually inspired us. We're going to do similar because like that's how they got music out. But there's this song called Miranda 97 on it. And it's like Every New Dead Ghost. But I'll send it to you. But it's like, it's so gothic and cool. Like, but yeah.